Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, PredictableNOVA, and it's been a while since I did a commentary, and I just wanted to talk about something, and there I go at the end again. Anyways, I made a video of this yesterday, and I didn't post it today, but I wanted to remake it because from yesterday it was kind of a little hectic, and from the things that I know today, I kind of now know more so what happened. Um, so, anyways, yesterday, a friend of mine, which you guys know, have known before, who I played with on my channel, Wolverine Zero, uh, we were four-wheeling and we were going around, just riding for a bit before it got dark. It was around 5 o'clock, 4 or 5, and during the time now today here, it's still daylight, until about 7 or 8. So we were four-wheeling around and we decided, let's just walk on a trail. Like this is a normal trail. This is not like a trail that's like not too sketchy or anything, but it was kind of you. It's something you can walk and go into, without a problem. So instead of taking the four-wheeler in the trail, we parked the four-wheeler and we started walking. And as we were walking in the trail, we started noticing there was like little faint blood drops, and it was kind of like a recent blood drop. It wasn't something that was there for a while. It was like recent, the trails and everything. And I wanted to show her the spring lake where everybody can get spring water. So as I went down the hill, I went down first. She didn't want to go. She didn't, for some reason, she felt like it wasn't a good idea. There's something about it that she didn't like, and she didn't really like about it because she was afraid, maybe not afraid, but she wasn't sure if the water was frozen or anything yet. But I knew it was frozen because I seen trails on the skidoo. It was just recent. Everything was recent, so I was like, all right, this is it's frozen. These people were just on it like a day or two. So I walked on it, and after a little while, she came, and as I was walking forward, I started noticing something. I said, "Casey, come here." And she's like, okay. So as I walked forward, you see this this like patch that's a little broken, and around it was full of fur. I said, Casey, something must have been hunting here. Like an animal must have caught something. This is pretty cool. She's like, oh yeah. But then we started noticing something wasn't right with the fur. It wasn't deer, wasn't beaver, and we were thinking like, did either a wolf or a coyote hunt something, some animal, because it was it wasn't right how it was done. And then after a while we were looking at it closely and we noticed, okay, so a mountain lion didn't kill it, nor did like any animal killed it. Someone killed something. It must have been rabbit or something, we don't know. Something killed an animal here and we don't know what happened. And she was like, okay, well, what should we do? I said, well, we could look around the lake and see if if there's something, or we can go back. And I said, well, we can come back tomorrow, or we can do this now before it gets dark. We can go. I don't know. What do you want to do? She's like, you know what? Let's just look around. I don't think we're gonna find anything, but let's just look at the end of the lake. What's there over the hill? So as I started walking, I walked ahead of her, and she was about 20 feet behind me, about 15, 20 feet behind me. And as we were, walking, and I told Casey, like follow my footprints, so you won't have troubles. Because she was wearing shoes and I was wearing my moccasin boots. And we kept walking, and I was following the trails of snowshoes. Like we started seeing mosquitoes, like on this lake. There's full of mosquitoes, like tracks and snowshoes and paw prints. And I was just like, I'm gonna follow where it goes to. And I was following the snowshoes, and it stopped at some point, and I said, okay, I'll just keep walking forward. I don't see any more blood spots or anything. And Casey's like, wait up for me. And I just as I turned my head, and I said, follow my footprints. And as I turned my head back to continue walking forward, on my left, I looked straight on my left shoulder, and bam, 10 feet away from me was like 10 bodies of dead coyotes, skinned. And it was gruesome. It was nasty. It was just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Now, I don't know if there's any hunting permits or anything, so I was talking about it on Facebook, and a friend of mine who owns the lands of this area since her ancestor families and stuff, she was telling me that she talked about it to her mother, which her mother, like her family, they're a huge hunting, family. They hunt a lot, and she was saying that she says if I were you, like my mother said, for you to call the game wardens, and the only way to have it is if they might have trapping license, and if they do, they're not allowed to discard them like that, especially if it's beside a lake, cause the spring water for it to contaminate and everyone's drinking. She has a point. You don't discard bodies, and there are like 10 bodies of dead coyotes. We're not even kidding. I froze when I looked at that. I froze, and Casey comes up, and I said, Casey, we gotta get out of here now. Like, we don't know if it's poachers or hunters. We don't know. All we know is that there was dead bodies. Like, it was a group of dead bodies. I don't know if there's a limit for them or anything. Like, it was just really creepy that it was piled, skinned, everything. Like, you were able to see the muscles. It was freshly done. And I was like, Casey, we gotta get out of here now, because if this is poachers or something and they don't want anyone to know about it, we are fucked. We are like, we won't be seen anymore. Like, we won't be seen again from our families or anything. They're probably gonna take us. We don't know. I don't know. When I think of it now, like when I'm talking about it now, it doesn't sound bad compared to yesterday when I was talking about it, but it just left me like terrified. I was just like, we gotta get out. Like, we have to leave. And Casey's like, okay, we gotta go. Like, we can't stay here now. Now that we know what happened, we have to get out. And the weird part is that we thought maybe we'd find like one dead animal or something, but we found like 10 dead piled up. 10 dead coyotes piled up. And that was just really, it was disturbing. It was just something that like I didn't want to ever see in my life. Like, that's the one thing I did not really want to see in my life, or dead people's bodies. But that's kind of how it felt. It felt as if I seen dead human bodies, but they're all coyotes, and I'm not the type who really goes hunting. I'm not the type who would go hunting. The only thing that I've hunted was rabbits, and that would be the time during the winter we used to go trap them and eat them. But this. I don't know if it was a pest control or something. We don't know. But from my friend who parents own the lands and been around for so many years and goes hunting all the time, she says this is not normal, and she says it's poaching. She says you have to get out. Like, you gotta call and let them know, because it's gonna contaminate all the water. Like, this is not good. So I didn't get the call yet or anything. My mother refuses me to call because she doesn't want me to give my name out. But the thing is, I want to do what's right, and it's not right to leave a pile. It's not right to leave a pile of dead bodies at a lake. If it was somewhere else, maybe it's understandable. If it's in a bag or something, maybe, who knows? But by a spring water lake, this is a spring water lake that people go drink. You know what I mean? So pretty much by the time that lake is the ice and everything's melted, that whole lake is gonna be contaminated with dead coyotes. That's the nasty part. It was all piled too. It was all piled. Like 10 to 12 dead coyotes, all there, skinned to the muscles, and seeing some of the bones, like the faces were gone, and there was like one coyote that had its face still, kind of without it being skinned, and it wasn't right. It was nasty. It was completely wrong, and it was just something I didn't want to see in my life. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life, and never do I want to see it again. But that's the story I wanted to tell you guys, and I don't know. Today, Casey wanted to go see it again, and I was like, well, if I'm going again, I don't plan it just for us to be, just for it to be us two. I want like a group of us to go, and to bring a knife or something, like a gun or something, just in case. And someone's at the door. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And the dogs are chit-chatting there. So I'm gonna get off and get dressed and everything. And I'll be out. Adios.